The entire room went quiet when Leela pointed at my ring and laughed. She called it cheap, outdated, and something she would never wear. She had no idea that the old gold ring on my finger was connected to a secret that could destroy her father's career before the day was over. My name is Rebecca Hayes. For 6 years, I had worked quietly in operations. I fixed problems, kept my head down, and stayed away from office politics. Then Leela Lang arrived. She was 24, the vice president's daughter, and she acted like the company had been built for her. During a Monday meeting, she noticed my ring and decided to make me the entertainment. She compared it to something from a thrift store and joked that it looked like medieval armor. Several employees laughed nervously, and even her father smiled. I said nothing. What they did not know was that my father had given me that ring years earlier. His name was Edmund Hayes, a powerful financier who had secretly rescued the company when it was nearly bankrupt. After saving it, he disappeared from public life and gave me one instruction: stay invisible until the right moment. That moment came when Elias Rourke, our most powerful client, saw the ring in the hallway. He stopped so suddenly that I knew immediately he recognized it. He asked where I got it. I told him my father gave it to me. When I said Edmund's name, his face changed completely. Minutes later, Elias entered the board meeting and asked me about the ring in front of everyone. When I confirmed my father's identity, he abruptly canceled the company's billion-dollar deal and walked out. The entire office erupted with rumors. Richard Lang, however, knew there was more to the story. He searched through old company records and discovered that my father had secretly provided the money that saved the company years ago. In exchange, he had received permanent equity protected by a hidden agreement. But Richard still did not know the truth. I had joined the company 6 years earlier under my mother's surname. My father had asked me to watch the company from the inside and see what happened to the people who inherited the power he had helped create, so I watched. Watched Richard protect his daughter despite her mistakes. I watched financial rules being ignored and questionable transactions being approved. And I documented everything. When Richard finally accused me of sabotage and ordered HR to fire me, I calmly reminded him that I had already reported a major financial discrepancy, one he had personally approved. Before he could answer, the board entered. The chairwoman carried an old sealed document from the company's Geneva records. It confirmed that my father was still a permanent equity holder and that his heirs had the right to audit the company. Any attempt to remove an heir would automatically trigger an investigation. Richard went pale. Compliance had also uncovered multiple violations connected to him and transactions involving Leela's credentials. Richard was fired that afternoon. Leela was removed too. She cried and said she had only been joking about my ring. I looked at her and told her the joke was never the real problem. The real problem was believing that someone was worthless simply because they looked ordinary. Later, the founder offered me a permanent board position with full voting rights. I looked around the table, removed my ring, and placed it inside a small box. I told them I had not come for power. I had come to discover whether the company deserved to survive. Then I walked away. Behind me, the phone started ringing. Investors demanded answers. Executives rushed into emergency meetings, and old records were pulled from storage. As I entered the elevator, I looked down at my empty finger and thought about my father. For years, that ring had been a reminder of him. Now it was a reminder of something much bigger. People often mistake silence for weakness. They forget that the quietest person in the room may be the one who knows exactly where every secret is buried. The ring they laughed at was never cheap jewelry. It was a warning, and they had ignored it.